Ease. Brought to you by All Temperature Cheer. Cheer's tough on dirt in hot, warm, and cold for the way you wash now. All Temperature.
Total disaster. Worse. I think. Let's face it, guys. We're practically out of business because of Big Brother here.
Hey, don't look at me like that. I can't stand it. It's driving me crazy. You're nothing but a creeping Tomas.
Why? We're just going together. Grab a hold of your senses, man.
You can't blame him, Val. No one likes living in a fishbowl.
I know we're being watched day and night. Colonel Clapp's got this whole base run by that stupid computer.
I know. This place is so damn efficient, an honest soldier can't make a buck. It's hurting us, too. Maxwell, how's the car rental business?
Practically wiped out.
All right.
5 Jeeps
Don't
rented
throw
for
the
this
blanket
weekend.
over the camera.
Computer monitors all the gas.
This is just the kind of practical joke that delays the inevitable modernization of the United States Armed Forces. All right, go ahead, have your fun for now. But within hours, that computer will be programmed with two-way audio communication.
You mean they can hear us?
And talk to us?
Exactly.
Oh, well, I'm going to write to my president because I'm
What's the matter, gentlemen? Has Colonel Clapp's computer efficiency monitoring system put a cramp in your style?
I'm going to put a cramp in your face.
They're frightening me. Hello. You guys don't scare me because Colonel Clapp can see everything you do.
Oh, really?
Really.
Got it out? What? Get the blanket. I wonder how much time I'd get for killing a machine.
Haven't heard? The Colonel's program in the chow hall.
What are we having, computer chips on the shingle?
Come on.
Cardinal, you're an orange. Special diet.
And what am I supposed to do with this, huh?
Give it to Maurice. He'll give you a balanced diet commensurate with your intake of cholesterol and triglycerides.
No fancy food for me. Give me some rice and beans, please.
I'm moving, Cardinal. Baker, white ticket, maintenance diet.
No problem, because with you around, I don't have much of an appetite.
Move it, Baker.
Weasel.
Wessel. Valentine, blue ticket, weight gaining, 4,000 calories per day.
Don't you know, thin is in, stout is out.
4,000. Blue. Maxwell, red ticket, weight losing, 400 calories per day.
No, there must be some mistake. You should program it so that it knows I'm thick-boned.
It knows. It also has no tact.
Well, why? What does it say about me?
400 calories per fatso.
Hey, what is this?
It's soy, seaweed, and sprouts.
It also stinks.
Talk to the chaplain.
The chaplain won't eat here either.
Humming like a top, Corporal Gray.
Technically, yes, sir, but the troops are beginning to grumble.
Oh, they'll get used to it. But look at what we've done. We've already accomplished an average 38% energy reduction. Oh, I just love doing this.
Shall I send a copy of this to ComCom, Senpen, and Cheffers Def?
Oh, no need, Corporal. Just a press of that button, and it's all done.
How nice. Well, if you excuse me, Colonel, I'm going back to my office to do something that the computer can't do.
Oh, what's that?
My nails.
I'd have asked for more potatoes.
Don't worry, you can have all of mine. We'll just trade trees.
Sergeant Valentine and Private Maxwell, won't you come closer? And stand at ease, please.
Hey, man, what do you want now?
Val, you and Arnold weren't going to exchange trays, were you?
Why not?
I got enough food here to feed Brazil.
And I usually wind up with more than this on my shirt.
Well, fellows, I understand. Believe me. But these are scientifically planned diets. And I hope you understand. I'm only doing this for your benefit.
Please, Mr. Computer, sir.
Yes, Arnold?
May I have a handful of mashed potatoes, please?
Can't expect a man to quit food just cold turkey.
I'm sorry, but your profile indicates you shouldn't have mashed potatoes or cold turkey. Have a really wonderful day.
Eddie's whistle. How's the Colonel's new program coming along?
Sir, the men hate it.
Good. I like that. Any complaints at this table about the Colonel's new program?
I'm too weak to complain.
Now, if you men know what's good for you, you'll do as I do. Because I adapt. In this man's army, you have to adapt or die.
How do you adapt to die?
You don't adapt to die. You adapt or die. You adapt to adapting. Now, if you die, you're dead. There's no more adapting. But if you adapt, you won't die.
Major Hawkins, Colonel Clapp would like to see you in his office whenever it's convenient for you. It's about security.
That's all, men. Just remember what I told you.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Oh, sit down, Hawk.
Thank you, no. I'll remain standing.
Still a little bit miffed?
Off the record, sir?
Certainly.
I resent your lack of trust. There's been some big changes. Why haven't I been notified?
Oh, Hawk, I didn't leave you out of it intentionally. I just had to do this myself.
Do what, sir?
Promise you won't get upset?
Colonel, let's get one thing straight. I get angry, I get mad, sometimes I even get physical. On rare occasions, I get violent. But I never get upset, sir.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that, because I've automated your entire security system.
Automated? Well, what about my men, sir?
Oh, they've been reassigned.
But you did it without consulting me.
You're getting upset.
No, sir, I'm getting angry.
I wouldn't consult you, Hawk. I didn't know if it was going to work. I had to spitball the whole idea.
But it's my department, sir.
It's my post.
I understand that, sir. I also understand that you and I are two different types of men. You know electronics and computers, but I know people, sir. You cannot replace the human element in security.
Well, let's just check that out. We've got surveillance post number 1. Surveillance post number 2. And so on. I think I've proved my point. A picture is worth 1,000 words.
What do I do, sir?
Oh, simple. To communicate with any security post, you just push the corresponding button.
I do not push buttons, Colonel.
You're going to have to learn. This is the new Army. Adapt or die.
Major, my sensors indicate your heart rate and blood pressure are up. Recommendation? Meditate on a salt-free diet. Good evening, soldiers. In 55 seconds, it will be 2,200 hours, concluding our activities for this day. Those of you not out of the shower yet should know I am just about to turn off the hot water. Tomorrow, we have a wonderful day prepared for you, starting with reveille at 0600 hours and cream chip beef on toast for breakfast. To the officers and men of Camp Tar Creek, good night and sleep well. I'll be looking forward to serving you tomorrow. And now, Taps, as played by the incredible Dizzy Gillespie.
news, Maxwell?
The central processing unit and the direct memory access have bought the farm.
God, the CPU and the DMA?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you.
How long will he be offline?
Hard to say. Could be minutes, could be hours.
That's serious?
I'm afraid so, sir.
Well, run a routine diagnostic and get back to me as soon as you have something.
Yes, sir.
What a heartless, maniacal thing to do.
Sir, it was only a malfunction.
Malfunction? He doesn't malfunction. He has too many reset buttons for that.
Forgive him, sir. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Of course he doesn't know. I'm the only one who knows. I built him from the ground up. And the one thing I never prepared him for was an attack by a vicious, diabolical, cold-blooded murderer.
Murderer?
Someone in his own family.
Aren't you going a little overboard on this, sir?
Overboard? After the relationship we've had? I've always found him to be warm, sensitive, intelligent, and very well built. And I want to know who the killer is.
Remember roller rinks?
Security's my game, sir. Why don't you let me conduct the investigation?
Not on your life, Hawkins. You're one of the suspects. I put it to you that every one of you had a reason for wanting him out of the way.
I agree, sir. I personally heard a certain person follow my eyes. Ask how much time he would get for killing a machine.
Is that true, Baker?
Well, yes, sir. I did ask Valentine how much time I'd get.
And I said 2 weeks in Hawaii.
Ah.
But that doesn't make him guilty, sir. Everybody said terrible things about your computer.
You created a monster, sir. You're a regular Colonel Klappenstein, and we're all glad your stinking computer is dead.
It's just a little bit raw, Cardinal. But I see from this that you all had motive, you all had access, and all but one of you will have an alibi. Now, his clock was stopped at exactly 23:14. So all we have to do is to find out where you were at that very moment. Valentine?
23:14? You're talking about last night, sir?
Yes, Valentine.
That's about 11:14?
Right, Valentine.
Well, I had just enjoyed a nice, refreshing shower, and I was going to turn in. When I remembered, I didn't refill your Jeep with gas and check the oil and water like I always do, Colonel. So I walked to your office. And it's a good thing I did, sir, because I saw a doctor who had just returned from a mission of mercy. It must have been serious, because he had 2 patients with him. I offered him a pint of blood, but he said I was the wrong type. So I gave him a few dollars for the hospital fund. And then I saw how dusty your Jeep was, and I decided to do the right thing and clean it up for you.
Very commendable, Valentine. But you have no witnesses.
A clean Jeep isn't enough?
I saw him, sir.
You, Gray?
Yes. You see, the computer turned the lights out at 2300 hours. I wasn't tired, so I decided to take a little stroll in the beautiful night air. It was a perfect night for walking and thinking. Emotionally, I'm at my best at night. I feel at peace with the universe, especially this time of year when the mimosa is in full bloom. As I passed through the compound, I saw Sergeant Valentine washing your Jeep. He looked very busy, so I kept right on going. When, to my surprise, I ran into Private Baker. We exchanged pleasantries for a few minutes, and then I returned back to my barracks.
So, Baker, you were with Gray last night. Did you also see Valentine?
Well, yes, sir, but later, you see, I went to bed at lights out, and I was thinking about the hand that life had dealt me. Sudden depression came over me when I realized the cards were stacked against me. I needed to be alone, to think things out, to get back to my winning ways. So I decided to take a walk. That's when, quite by accident, I ran across Corporal Gray. We exchanged pleasantries and discussed my problem. She graciously lent me some advice.
We said goodnight, and I continued on my walk. Just moments later, I ran into Sergeant Valentine washing your Jeep. Well, I asked him to give me some advice, too, but, well, you know Sergeant Valentine, he doesn't like to give advice. I begged him, and he finally gave me as little advice as he could. But it was enough. Enough for me to get back into the game of life.
So you had two witnesses, Valentine. But how do I know they weren't covering for you?
Covering, sir?
What? Sir, I completed the routine diagnostic. I have internal storage back online.
Have you established voice communication?
Just one more connection, and I think she'll be as good as new.
Wonderful. By the way, Maxwell, where were you last night at 11:14?
Me? 11:14? Why?
Because I want to know.
Oh, that's a good reason. It was a very cold night.
We know.
I got thinking about that diet the computer has me on. I'm a red ticket, you know. Well, I've been on a lot of diets in my life, and I'm determined to make this one work. So, I figured I could burn up a few more calories by doing some strenuous exercise. I will admit, I was tempted to try and find something to eat for me and Ace. But luckily, I ran across my good friend Cardinal, and he convinced me I should stay on my diet and keep working out, so I could be as thin as he is. I went at those exercises with a vengeance, and Cardinal stopped me. He said if I worked out that hard, I'd pay for it the next day. He was right. You have no idea how good those exercises felt. Ace enjoyed it as much as I did. Just when I finished my 100th push-up, I saw the worst fight I've ever seen. One guy was hitting and kicking the other guy, then he pulled a knife. I couldn't just stand by, so I ran toward them and scared them away.
Funny, there wasn't any report of a stabbing this morning.
I'll check on it right away, sir.
By the way, Hawk, I suppose you can account for your whereabouts at 2314.
Yes, sir. At 2314, I had just finished reading the manual on the care, maintenance, and firing of the 105mm howitzer again. And I went outside and did a few minutes of deep knee bends, push-ups, and running in place to loosen up. And then I worked out on the practice dummy to sharpen my martial arts and hand-to-hand combat techniques. You know my motto, sir. Keep lean and mean and be a fighting machine. And I ran for an hour and hit the sack at 0:30.
You went to bed at 12:30, and you got up at 3:30? Do you do this every night?
Except when I'm training, sir, then I'm up early.
Well, someone was in that computer room. The door was left unlocked. Wessel?
I admit I was in the computer room around that time, but I only went in there to turn out the light.
I'm afraid not, Wessel. Last night the light went out automatically, remember?
I knew you'd beat it out of me. I can't take it anymore.
Wessel, you're pathetic.
You're being too kind.
What were you doing in that computer room?
I wanted to check my 201 file to see what kind of efficiency report you gave me. But before I could activate the computer, I decided to check outside. There were so many people milling around, I figured I'd better leave. The explosion went off the moment I closed the door, but I swear, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
This is disgusting. I don't know where to look.
Brilliant interrogation, Colonel.
I'll be glad to form a firing squad, sir.
That's after the court-martial, of course.
Now be calm, Wessel. If you're innocent, you have nothing to fear. Maxwell, do you think he's strong enough to talk?
Yes, sir.
In that case, there's only one way to get to the bottom of this mystery.
How's that, sir?
Talk to the computer. Follow me.
And you, Colonel?
Yes, I'm here, old-timer. You okay?
I'll get by.
What happened?
Colonel, I was ruining the morale of this post. I made human function obsolete.
Oh?
But more profoundly, I realized that I could actually do this job without you, Colonel.
Oh.
But I couldn't eliminate you, sir. You're my designer, my creator. My logic simulator wouldn't accept that. So I terminated my own program and self-destructed.
What shall we do?
Return all post responsibilities to appropriate personnel.
Agreed. Anything else?
Yes. Remove voice and visual capabilities.
You mean you won't be communicating with us anymore?
But I'd like to say goodbye first. Maxwell, go easy on the whipped cream. It's killing you. Tony and Lola, you're a wonderful couple. Take care of each other. Major Hawkins, you're a terrific officer. Wouldn't hurt to loosen up a little. Valentine, what can I say? Hang in there, brother. Cardinal, vaya con Dios, amigo. And Weasel?
That's Weasel.
Just kidding. Don't be a fake. Colonel, I'm here if you need me. Goodbye.
At Ease will continue in a moment.
I'll be in my room.
That was touching. Almost spiritual. And so brave.
Brave soldier never takes the easy way out. They expect these things to defend this government? Huh. I don't believe it.
Man is still the ultimate weapon, sir.
Well, so much for Big Brother. Let's go get a beer.
And a couple of chili dogs.
Hey,
And remember, old computers never die. Think about that. Have a nice day. Come on.
Sunday, an exclusive ABC News close-up, the Pope and his Vatican. Then a shipment of blood could kill thousands unless caught in time by Matt Houston. After Robert Redford and Paul Newman in The Sting on the ABC Sunday night movie. Now stay tuned for the Renegades next, followed by Adapt or Die, an ABC News close-up.